All right, this is review video number 4, page number 4. 39. The table below shows the cost of a season ticket to an amusement park for various years. What is represented by the y-intercept of the line of best fit of this data set? A, the predicted average change in ticket prices per year. B, the predicted number of tickets per $1 increase in ticket price. C, the predicted price of a ticket in 1990. You can totally figure out this line of best fit, or you can just interpret it. So remember, this is year since 1990. Our y-intercept is always going to be when x equals 0. So when x equals 0 here, it is actually starting in 1990. X being 0 is the year 1990. So your y-intercept is going to be that predicted price in 1990 with no changes on it. 40. Carrie wants to simplify the following. Which of the following is the correct result? Okay, so this is where you're going to take out your GCF if you can. And my GCF here is 5x. Okay, so I'm going to basically divide everything by 5x. When I take 5x out of 20x squared, I get 4x plus 1 over 1. And so your answer is 4x plus 1. B. I'm basically dividing out that 5x. All right, 41. The density of an object can be found using the formula D equals m divided by V. M is the mass of object, V is the volume. Which formula can be used to determine the volume of an object? So basically take your density equals mass divided by volume and resolve it for volume. So volume's on the bottom. I want to get volume on the top. If I multiply this side by V, it will go away from the bottom. I also then need to multiply this side by V. So I get dV equals m, but I want to get V, so I divide off D. So V equals m divided by density, mass divided by density. So your answer here is C. 42. John collected data on the number of new movies produced in different years. Suppose that the number of movies made in 2005 was 595. The number made in 2010 was 895. What is the average rate of change in the number of new movies between 2005 and 2010? So average rate of change is slope. Okay, so I want to set up an XY table where X is my years. So I'm going from 2005 to 2010. In 2005, I had 595 movies. In 2010, I had 895 movies. Difference here, I'm adding 5 years. Difference here, I'm adding 300. We put change of Y over change of X. 300 divided by 5 simplifies down to 60 movies per year. Okay, 43. Yanis needs to solve the problem below using the quadratic formula. Which of the following shows the quadratic formula being used correctly to determine the solutions for this problem? We didn't get a chance to get to quadratic formula, but we can get to it here. First thing is you need to make this side 0. So I'm going to add 8, and I get x squared plus 8x plus 15 equals 0. Okay, each of your values in front of your numbers here, each of your numbers here represents a letter. So in front of here we have a 1, that's A, 8 is B, 15 is C. Now it's not asking you to solve the quadratic formula, it's just asking you to set everything into its proper spot. So there is a little song that goes along that you can look it up. It's Pop Goes the Weasel. But your formula is negative B plus or minus the square root B squared minus 4AC all over 2A. Negative B plus or minus square root of B squared minus 4AC all over 2A. So that's the song to kind of help you remember it. And then you're just plugging these numbers in. So 8 is B, negative 8 because negative B plus minus square root. B squared, 8 squared is 64 minus 4 times 1 times 15. So 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 15 is 60. But it's not even going that far. It's doing, I didn't even realize, 4 times 1 times 15. All over 2 times A, 2 times 1. So it's not even wanting you to go that far. So which of these matches? And I should have left 64 as 8 squared. I didn't realize what they were doing here. Your correct answer would be D, I believe. Negative 8. Did I do something wrong? No. I think my answer key is wrong. Negative b plus minus square root b squared minus 4 times 1 times 15 all over 2 times 1. Yeah, your correct answer here is D. Okay. All right, 44. What is the range of the relation shown in the graph below? Remember, ranges are y values. So what are our y values going to extend to? Well, they extend up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they go down. So you have negative infinity to 5. That's not a choice. And remember, I'm talking about y here. So anything with an x you can get rid of for range. I'm not doing all values of y because I stop at 5, so it's not C. So y is less than or equal to 5. All the values where y is less than or equal to 5. Negative infinity to 5. Correct answer for 44 is A. Okay. 45. The surface area S of a cylinder is calculated using the formula S equals 2 times pi times r times L plus 2 times pi times r squared. Which equation is equivalent to this formula solved for L, the length of the cylinder? You're just reworking this formula to solve for L. So first thing I would do is take a peek at this side of the equation and think about a GCF. What can you pull out of both parts of the equation? You can pull a 2 pi r out of both, leaving you with an L plus r. 2 pi r is in this, 2 pi r is in this, but you're going to be left with an r. That's being multiplied, so divide that off. So you get S divided by 2 pi r equals L plus r. Now all you need to do is subtract r. So S divided by 2 pi r minus r equals L. And none of that is here, so what they're doing is they're combining this r into, I did it way more complicated than I needed to, sorry guys. Alright, you can still solve it that way, but it's way more complicated. Don't even look at this part. S equals 2 pi r L plus 2 pi r squared. Subtract this off. Those of you who did that are probably like, what is she doing? S minus 2 pi r squared equals 2 pi r times L. And then divide off everything but L. Gosh, that was easier. So S minus 2 pi r squared divided by 2 pi r is equal to L. And that matches D. All right, 46. Virgilio divides a trinomial by a monomial, so something with 3 terms is being divided by something with 1 term. Which of the following is the correct result? Divide all of these parts by 3x. So 3x to the 4th divided by 3x. Remember that just means, well, 3 divided by 3 is 1. And we're subtracting, when we do division, we are subtracting our exponents. So 4 minus 1x is x to the 3rd. 9 divided by 3 is 3, x squared divided by x is x. 15 divided by 3 is 5, x divided by x, there's no x. So x cubed plus 3x plus 5, C. Okay, last two for this page, 47. Patrick compared the slope of the function g of x equals negative 2x minus 8 to the slope of the linear function shown in the table. Let m equal the slope of g of x and n equal the slope of h of x. Which statement is true? So g of x slope is negative 2, right, because it's the number in front of x. Now we need to figure out this slope. So again, using a table, how do I change from negative 3 to negative 2? I'm adding 1. How do I change from 1 to negative 2? I am subtracting 3. Negative 2 to 5, subtracting 3. Change of y over change of x. Negative 3 over positive 1, negative 3. So this slope they're saying to be n. This slope they're saying to be m. So let's think about negative 2 is greater than negative 3, right? When we talk about negative numbers. Negative 2 is greater than negative 3. Negative 2 is m. Negative 3 is n. So m is greater than n. B. Okay, last one. Shelly's been asked to factor the following expression completely. Which answer choice shows her completely factored expression? Take out first any GCF that you see. Okay, I can take out a y from both of these. I can also, let's see if 81 is divisible by 36. Nope. So I know they're both divisible by 9. And I think that's the highest. So think about your factors. They're both divisible by 9. So a 9y is going to come out in front. And I'm also going to leave these. So 36y divided by 9y is 4. 81x squared divided y divided by 9y is 9x squared. So D, 9y times 4 minus 9x squared. Actually, we can factor this. We might be able to factor this further. Take a peek here. 2 plus 3x times 2 minus 3x will get you 4 minus 9x squared, and we can check that by doing our box method. So 4x squared. Oops, I did this wrong. I'm tired, guys. 2, 3x, 2, negative 3x. So we get 4, positive 6x minus 6x will cancel, and negative 9x squared. So yeah, 4 minus 9x squared. So actually B is your completely factored. This is factored, but it's asking for completely factored. So you take the 9y out, and you also need to change this to 2 plus 3x and 2 minus 3x. Okay, it's the end of video 4, page 4, and we will continue with video 5.